Who are you? Why do you want to get jacked? Why do you want to get strong? Why do you want to get big biceps and everything get along? I'm going to tell you everything. And it all starts with this, but we're going to get to that later. Firstly, I'm going to show you how to get big, how to eat to get big, and what to do to get jacked. Because once I was jacked, everything changed. Okay, firstly, I want to say welcome to the inner circle. I bring you part of me because I know that you want to do the right thing. There are a lot of nerds outside who are going to tell you, nah, it's hard, don't waste your time, have a break, have a rest day. And you got to just silence all those voices, suppress it all. Suppress all those voices and tell them, get away from me, because I'm getting big and I'm getting strong. Let's get into it. So, the first thing that you got to do when it comes to getting big, step one, number, train. You got to train. I don't care who you are, where in the world you are. Get a can of beans. I made a video how to juggle. Get a can of beans and literally do something. Pick up a rock or a brick if you can't afford weights. From there, once you're training every day, try and change the muscle groups. So, back and biceps, chest and triceps, legs, abs, the cold bang shoot, but it's basics. We're just saying lifting weights and getting jacked. But this is how to eat for mass and how to eat to get big, strong, and jacked. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret, and it starts with what I mentioned in the beginning. These are fantastic eggs. See this? It's just like this is like your dog or like your cat. You got to take good care of it, but it will take care of you, because a dog's a man's best friend, just like eggs are a man's best friend. You want to get protein? Well, I'm going to tell you how you can do it. Now, in my hand is an egg, a nice cool egg. Each one is 6 grams of protein. Now, I'm going to tell you how you work out how much protein you got to have. Well, there's a whole calculation for it, but it's basically each gram for each pound of body weight and lean body weight. And the way you find that is by finding your total weight, and then you need to minus what your body fat percentage is, but it depends how old you are and whatever. Go find out how to calculate how much how much protein you need. But once you know that, well, you can definitely eat eggs. The only little disclaimer is, if you eat these eggs, you could die because there's cholesterol. So I don't recommend going above 2 eggs a day. But if you, one of the guys who want to dare, and you want to dare and tempt death just to get strong because you're willing to do anything, well, here I'm going to show you right now. 6 grams, 12, 18, 24, 30. Every night I have 5 eggs. So this is what I consume. And that's 30 grams of protein, just like that. I was taking a look at the protein shake that my mom has for a diet, because she's into diet pills, diet, protein shakes and that. And I saw that one of the scoops is only 20 grams of protein. I want you to imagine that 20 grams of protein is 6, 12, 18. You know how easy it is to eat these eggs? You can have them fried, boiled, poached, or even scrambled, and the egg just cracked. And you know what? Because you've watched the video up till now, I'm going to have this egg raw. Ready? See that raw egg? Well, actually, I could risk salmonella. There. Here's our raw egg. So there's also another thing that you should probably never ever eat eggs raw. I'm going to chuck this away in the garden. Far away. You heard it crack. Never eat raw eggs. There's some gym bros who tell you, if you eat it, it's easy to eat it. But at the end of the day, you could risk getting salmonella. And salmonella occurs in 1 in every 20,000 eggs. So this, you need to imagine 500 times this. 500 times these eggs that are here. And if you have them all raw, every single day compounding, you might very quickly find your salmonella egg. And that, I don't think will kill you, but it will make you very sick, and I wouldn't want you to be sick. So when it comes to eating for mass, the first step, and I don't care what anyone else says, I don't care what they say about eating rice, carbs, balancing meals, that you have carbs and a protein and a fat, that's all nonsense. You got to get your protein in, because what does protein do? Protein facilitates the restructuring, the reforming, and the rebonding of your own muscles. And why is that crucial? Because I want you to be big and king, from one king to another. I want you to be massive. I want you to be me. I weigh 70 kgs at 17. I want you to weigh at 17, whatever your age is. Your weight right now, plus 18. Now, there is a hard limit. I know that you might not like that. And when I heard it, I hate it. I hate limits. People telling me, you can't make more than $1 million every second. I don't like those limits. Why should you limit me? But I want to tell you a limit which comes from a guy named Jeff Nippert. Now, Jeff Nippert, utmost respect to him. I'm not going to say anything about him that isn't positive. He shares a lot of useful information, how to eat well, how to gain mass, and all that. What does Jeff Nippert say? He says something interesting. In order to gain protein weight, in order to gain muscle, there's a certain limit, right? And that's from your weight right now, in your lean phase, or no matter how you are, even if you feel like you're a bit pudgy or a bit fat, excuse me, the thunder's coming. It's 18 kgs. So if I weigh 70, 88 kg is my max. I'm never going to get heavier than that in terms of putting on muscle. But that's also a little bit misleading, because you might think, oh, I weigh 90 kgs, I'm only going to ever be able to weigh 108 kg. Well, it's not true. You might be able to weigh 115, 120, or if you're really pushing it, 130. Not that I would recommend that. But it doesn't mean just because your mass is limited in terms of how much muscle, that your mass in general is limited. If you're happy to not be perfectly lean with six-pack ripped abs, so thin and so very lean, you could actually put on a lot of weight but also put on muscle and look strong at the same time. Have you ever seen those buff guys? In South Africa we call them dik, which means thick, like dik oaks, like built like a brick shithouse, that you can't mess with them because they're massive. Their hands are so big they could just like that and not even worry. So when it comes to eating and getting bigger, as I said, eggs are going to be your friend, because otherwise how are you going to get so much protein? And those protein powders are really quite pricey, especially if you're someone like me, still a student, still a bit younger, or getting into your first job. I think that it's a bit tough to come up with $30, $40 every single month. And in this rand terms, it's 700, 800 bucks for my South African viewers, thank you. So it's a lot of money, and you got to start eating more. And I'll say something else just for free. What's beautiful about eating more, and this is the most important thing that people overlook, is that your jaw muscles get bigger and stronger. Now, I'm not saying you just are going to only eat eggs and have no varied diets. I'm saying eggs, chuck in a couple of carrots, and focus on the meat and the chicken. I promise you, with all that eating, last night, I want to give you an example. Last night, I said to myself, I'm not leaving the kitchen until I finish eating this massive mountain of food. What I've done was I took 2 pieces of brown bread with lots of butter, and then I took 3 chicken breasts. Each chicken breast takes about 5 minutes to eat, so you can already imagine 15 minutes just chowing. Took that, all the chicken breasts, put it on the pan, and I made that sandwich. Then I took 5 of these eggs to get 30 grams of protein. I don't know exactly how many grams of protein is in a chicken breast. Let's assume it's 10 grams, so 10, 20, 30. I got 60 grams of protein out of my 150 odd. I'm already halfway just in one meal at night. So, eating meat, eating chicken is a beautiful thing. To come back to the point I was making was that because I'm eating so much, look at my jaw muscle. You can see it's so defined. And that also comes from gym, but it also comes from eating and chowing a lot. So I want to wish you guys very well. This is exactly how you can eat for mass. Remember, you need to eat a lot, but also focus on your protein. Yes, you can have carbs and you can have fats, and that is something that you need to worry about in terms of calories and all that. But for now, if you're just learning how to start eating for mass, I want you to go, from this video, I want you to go now and find out how much protein your body needs. Find a calculator on Google, I don't really know, but you need to find some way to calculate your protein and then read the labels of things. I told you, each egg is 6 grams, and eat for protein every day. There's no way you can't get bigger. Okay, my king, keep it up. I want you to get massive, okay? Yeah.